Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, the Creon Evangelist channel. And I know you might be wondering, okay, what do we have on the screen? Home is where the heart is. So this is the simple poster we'll be creating today. And we see the bed. If this bed looks familiar, it means you've seen my last video. And if you've not seen my last video, you should go and watch it, on how we got this particular bed. In the initial picture, it had so much going on in the background, but we used the quick selection tool here to clean up the background and erase the background and give this perfect shape we have here without anything going on there. So if you look at it, we can move it around and it's pretty much looking good. So this is what we'll be creating today. Home is where the heart is. We'll be making use of course, this picture from the last video, the texts, home is where the heart is, and we'll be making use of shapes, rectangle and a skewed rectangle. So for the purpose of this tutorial, I'll be giving you the dimensions I'm using to achieve this. This is like a regular square shaped banner we see on Twitter, on Instagram and on Facebook and on people's DPs on WhatsApp. So how do we create this? Go to your file, new, then width, set it to 1080 and 1080 pixels, the height 1080 pixels, resolution 300, color mode RGB, 8 bits, background content white preferably. Then give it a name. For this we'll be using home poster, and then create or click on OK or press your enter key and it creates a blank square canvas. So the next thing will be to bring this guy into our canvas here. So how do we do that? I'm sure you must have your folder somewhere that has the picture without the background. For the purpose of this tutorial, I already have a folder, so I go to file, place, then I select it, which is this, then place. So it automatically lands on my canvas. Now the next thing to do will be to reduce the size. To do this, hold your shift key and then drag from the angle here. You can see what's happening. It's still maintaining the proportion. If you drag from the side, you can see what's happening. You're having a very distorted image. If you drag from this, you can see what's happening. And I think this is one of the mistakes many new designers do. They make they just drag and start having things like this and the image looking very awkward. So if you want to maintain the right proportion, just hold your shift key and drag from the edge, from the angles, so you have something like this. I think this is good. Then you press the enter key and then it's placed there. So the next thing to do will be to draw this shape. I don't even know what to call this shape, but we'll draw it. So using your rectangle tool here, you click on it, then you left click and drag down all the way to the bottom. Pam. So you can see it's covering the bed. The reason behind this is because the rectangle layer is on top of the bed layer here. So all we have to do is to left click, hold and drag it under. Can you see? For us to have something like this, so you can see. And if you're looking at the other picture, it's looking like the bed is bigger, so you might want to increase the size of the bed. Make sure you select the layer of the bed, go to edit, free transform. You can see you've selected it, so now you're getting ready to either increase it or decrease. Don't forget to hold your shift key and drag from the angle. I think this is better. Then click here or press the enter key. Then the next thing to do will be to type. So using your text tool, select your text tool here, then click. We'll be using the Montserrat font here, but whatever font you have on your computer will still work perfectly. So home is where the heart is. Using your caps lock, make sure your caps lock is on. Then you type home, press the enter key, is where, press your enter key, the heart is. So we have our text, you can see, but the issue now is in the sample I showed, the text color is black while this is orange. So how do we change the text color? Control A, just like you use in most of the other programs, or if you are using a Mac, Command A, I believe, to select everything. Then you go to your color box here, click on it, then drag your color picker down to the edge here for you to have the perfect black. You can see what we have here, or you just, if you know your color code, just type it in here. Black is 000000, that's 6 zeros, and white is FFF, like that. So for the purpose of this tutorial, we're using black 000. Then you press your OK, and then you have it here, black. So for you to move it from here to here, you have to click on your move tool, then you click and drag, push. So it's almost looking like what we have here, except for the fact that, okay, what's the difference? Okay, except for the fact that the orange rectangle here in the background is still just lying there as a rectangle. It's not looking like the shape we want it to look like. So to achieve that, you click on your rectangle layer here, then you press Ctrl T, or you go to your edit, free transform path. Then you can see from this you can either increase the size or decrease it, but we will be working with the skew option. So you right click, then you see skew, distorts, perspective, warp, rotate, flip, vertically, horizontally. So we'll be working with the skew option here. So you click on skew, then you drag it from the edge down, push. Wow, so we have this. You also drag it from the edge here, so we have this. So I think one of the mistake new learners of Photoshop make is when they want to work on an image, they just drag anything. When they want to work on a layer, they just drag anything. It doesn't always work that way. You have to select the layer you want to work on, then you move it around or do whatever you want to do with it. If you select the background layer and you want to move the text, it's not going to work. You can see it's bringing up an error. So the next thing we'll be doing is to create this black rectangle and change this color to orange. So you click on your rectangle tool, click and drag, left click, don't forget to left click and drag, and you have your rectangle. The issue now is the rectangle 2 here, you can see in the layer panel, is under the rectangle 1 layer, so you can't even see it. And if you drag it up just like we did in the other, not just like we did earlier, it's still not showing. Why? Because the color here is still orange. So we need to change it to black like we have in the sample here. How do we do that? Once you have it selected and your rectangle tool is still selected, you go to your fill and you choose the black color here or here. Usually this is for recently used colors, so just go here, you can see. So now we want to make home stand out. So how do we do that? Use your excuse me, use your horizontal type tool, click on it, click on your text, select it. To select just this part, you can hold your shift key and press your direction key to the left or to the right. You can see what's happening, but this time around we'll be using to the left. Once that is selected, go to your box here. If you remember this clearly, this is where we changed the color earlier, but this time around we are not changing the color for everything. We are changing just for the word here, home. So you click on this, then you see you have your eyedropper tool showing here. So you click on your color and wow, you have this. Once you're done, you click on your move tool and then excuse me, we have your poster ready. So I believe this is very simple and very straightforward, and this is how to achieve something like this. Let's say for example you're trying to create something for maybe a small advertisement for your product. You can quickly remove the background and write a text, put in your contact details. If you want to type in any other thing, you just click on your type tool, click on the screen and type just like you would. And once you're done, you click this or you click your move tool and you're good. So now the next thing will be to save. Okay, I'm going to show you two ways to save. The first one will be to save in Photoshop format, and the second one will be to save in PNG format so you can share on your device. The reason why you are saving saving in the Photoshop format, I beg your pardon, is so when you come back later to edit, probably you want to change the color of the background and other things, you can easily do that. But once you save it as a PNG file, you cannot easily work, except you want to do some picture manipulation. You can't work on the PNG file just like that. So Photoshop format makes it easy for you. It's just like the raw file. So you Control S or you go to File and Save. Then here you have home poster already. Then make sure your format is Photoshop, PSD or PDD. If you click on this drop down menu, you have other formats, but we are using PSD. Then you click on Save, which brings this window. You press OK. So that's it for Photoshop format. So for the one you can share with your friends, share on social media, and probably send back to me that, oh, this is what I have been able to do while watching your video, you click on File, Save for Web. And for some Photoshop users, you might not have that option. Just press Ctrl Shift Alt S. I'll go over it again, and I'll also put the description. I'll put the keys on the screen so you can fall back to it if you have any question or if it's not clear. Ctrl Shift Alt S. You press it together, and then you have this on your screen. You can see. Then select the formats. This time around we have PNG. We are using PNG. We have GIF, JPEG, PNG8, PNG24, and WBMP. We'll be using PNG24, and click on Save. Give it a name, home poster, save. So that's all. So that's how to create something like this. So if you don't want to use the orange color, you're very free. Excuse me, why am I having why is my throat dry? Okay, so if you don't want to use the orange color, you can always click on your rectangle layer here, click on the rectangle tool here, go to your fill, and then change the color. Can you see? So whatever color you want to use, you're fine, but don't forget, color balance. So if you're going to be using any other color, make sure the colors you are mixing with it are colors that will blend very well. So you can always do that, and that's just it. So thank you very much for staying with me and going through this tutorial with me. If you like this content, please like, share with your friends on social media, give me a shout out on Instagram at the Crayon Evangelist, at Dion Creatives, and can message me on Facebook. I also drop my email address. If you try this on your own and you'd like to show me, okay, this is what you've done, okay, probably this is one or two areas you're having some challenges with Photoshop, and I'll drop my email address. You can always write me and I'll try as much as possible to respond to your emails. So thank you very much. Don't forget to subscribe, tell your friends to come to my channel and watch. If you want to learn how to create amazing posters on Photoshop, even with very limited knowledge or experience, this is the channel to be. Thank you very much, and see you next time.